guys, Marina Saf here, back with another video in 2025. It's not January, but anyway. So I'm here because I want to do like a desk tour because quite recently I bought a new desk for my room. My mom kind of insisted I buy a new desk because she thought the old one was all like busted up and not really usable. But that's basically due to the crap ton of like art stuff I did on that desk throughout my years of art school. And I personally like the new desk better because there's like, I don't know, it looks sleeker and I basically can decorate it more. So basically I'm going to give you a desk tour and just tell you what it is. So just telling you just basically the components, all the stuff and all the things, even though it's a little messy, but I don't know, I don't think anyone cares except for my mom. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is my art bin, which is like full of like art stuff. And basically there's like a lot of artsy things in here because, you know, art major, art grad life. And also ever since I got more into cosplay, I've been doing more art stuff. Wait, what am I saying? I haven't done actual like fine art stuff, but like cosplay stuff, I've been doing more of that. Speaking of which, we got these bad babies. Yeah, if you've been looking at my cosplay account, I've been working on an Ashtray cosplay from How to Train Your Dragon. And these are basically some of the skulls I made. Basically a bunch of the skulls I made, so yeah. They kind of look like those wrinkly chocolate lady from SpongeBob, you know what I mean? And some of them kind of look like Plo Koon too. Like this one looks like a bug. It was a pain in the neck to get some of these to work, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, this one kind of looks, yeah, I tried to add a bit of a rust effect, but I don't know how I feel about that, but it is what it is. Can't really change it right now. Don't feel like changing it. And also we have these spikes that I did like sometime a while ago. These were the first things I did for the Ashtray cosplay because I bought like a PDF file for like the Ashtray cosplay and how to make the damn thing. And the first thing they said was like sculpt these things. So I'm just following it as best as I can with the supplies I have. So sculpt these and then these literal wrinkly looking Plo Koon thingies, the skulls. And yeah, it was like a pain in the neck to make some of these, especially the skulls, but yeah, it was pretty fun making them, and painting them was pretty fun. And I thought it was like very relaxing. Next, we have my iPad. Let's see if this thing is on. Yep, there's Boo as my screensaver. So I've had this iPad since I turned 17 in 2018. That feels like a lifetime ago. And look, it even comes with an Apple Pencil because I think someone in my family, I think it was my brother who got this iPad for me as a birthday gift because at the time I was doing a lot of drawing. Not as much now, but I did it a lot all the way through like college. And yeah, I was 17 then, so. And then this is my gaming journal. I was inspired by Gaming in Yellow, a content creator who does a lot of gaming content. She does a lot of like gaming journal spreads, but mine's more like Pokemon-esque. I did this specifically for my Pokemon TikTok account, the faceless one, Modded Mudkip. And this one is like, I'll just give you a look. There's like a little Mudkip sticker, shiny Mudkip, Sakura Haruno, because I got that because I was at a flea market festival, and then they said, take one on us. So I got Sakura Haruno, and I also cosplay her. And then this is like the opening page of my journal. And it's like, it's literally nothing too special. It's just like volume 1 with a Mudkip, established 2024, October. There we go. Then we have these things, which I bought for the gaming journal as well, but I also use them for other stuff. This is like for like markers, art stuff, hand lettering, art making. They look cool. And then We also have like giant pencil cases full of like lots of crap in there. Like, I'm not gonna go through them because I don't want to, but they're just like full of like art supplies and just other gunk that I don't use right now because I graduate art school. And yeah, it's just really, they're just chilling there because, you know, you never know if I, you know, want to do more art. Then this is my cosplay log, which I made for school in my last semester of art school. This is like a cosplay log, and if you open it up, there's like a lot of like cosplay things on here. There's like the cosplays I made up until that point. The last one is Lucy Gray, which I did for Katsucon in 2024 with my ex-boyfriend. Yeah, and then it also included like a picture I took of like the work in progress. It was very painful to work on the Lucy Gray cosplay, especially the skirt, because I had a hard time sewing. So the damn twill on the skirt, and then it was like really hard to like do stuff with like sewing. So I basically didn't do the sewing. I basically just forgoed it and just like hot glue became my best friend during that semester at college. And then last thing in here, we have artist tape, which is same thing with these, because art school, you never know when you're gonna need it. Anyway, moving on. Now this is the miscellaneous bin. I got snacks in here because sometimes I get really hungry and need a snack on something whenever. I have like a bamboo tray just in case. Before I got like a clear cover for my desk, which I will show in a second. My mom insisted I use this to cover it, so that's why it's there. And then we have the Ariana Grande mask for like, because I don't know where else to put it, and I don't want to get smushed because this thing is like plastic. It's like you know, you can just tell this thing's gonna get smushed if you squish it too hard, like, you know what I mean. So for those of you who don't know, I did an Ariana Grande cosplay for Easter just cause. And then this is the tail that I made that went along with it. It's like really, it was fun making the tail, and I had a lot of fun painting the like yellow stuff on the Ariana Grande cosplay. So the concept of that one was like, it's basically Ariana Grande's Dangerous Woman era, but Umbreon, because I thought like Umbreon's ears looked just like the ears on her bunny mask in that album cover. So yeah, I just did it just because it was fun, just for fun. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. Just a silly little thing, like I always do. And this is some other stuff, some other art stuff. I got like a bunch of markers here because sometimes I use it for my gaming journal. And then here's a blank calendar that I got with like something with another calendar that I'm using from Amazon. And I basically just use it to mark down my commitments and all that stuff. It's very helpful. I wanted like a small calendar, but a big calendar that teachers use to like mark down their commitments and dates and all that other good stuff. But this one will do. At least you can draw on it. And then this is like cosplay foam. This is what I use to make the Astrid cosplay materials over there, like the skulls and the spikes. So yeah, it's basically really good to use. I think it's very beginner friendly because if you've like worked with like clay before, you would know that sometimes depending on the clay, it would take forever to air dry. But these don't take forever to air dry. They take like 1 to 2 days max. And then they're just like light as a feather. You know what I mean? And then with like clay, actual clay, you have to make the thing, then you let it dry, then you put it in the kiln, which is like a giant oven to put like pottery in and make it like so like ready to be glazed, which is like pottery word for painting. So after you take it out of the kiln, you let it cool down, you glaze it with like special pottery paints, then you put it back in the kiln, fire it, take it out, and then it's literally like shiny, like a masterpiece. But these things, this foam clay doesn't need all that shit. So basically I just make my thingies and then they air dry and then I paint them. Yeah. And now from my actual desk. We're going to start with my workspace, which is basically my computer. I'm going to need it for like a lot of things like editing, writing, and eventually grad school work because surprise, surprise, I got into grad school the other day and I'm like prepping to get ready to go back to grad school. And then I have all these stickers on here. I think I talked about it in another video some time ago. So I'm not going to talk about that. And then this is literally just like a mouse I got for myself because I personally find it annoying to have to use a trackpad all the time because sometimes it just is pretty wonky for me. So for me, I asked my brother which mouse I should get and he just recommended this one off of Amazon. So I got this one for myself. And it even comes with like a roller mouse so you don't have to like do all this, which is nice. But since it doesn't need to do all this, you basically don't need a mouse pad. But I personally like a designated space where I can put my mouse on there, which is this mouse pad I got off of Etsy. It's like Mudkip themed. Mudkip is literally my favorite Pokemon of all time. So when I saw this on Etsy, I knew I had to get it. So yeah, it was amazing. I really like having this mouse pad. It adds like a personal touch to it. And speaking of personal touches, I got some fun stuff on my desk. So I have SpongeBob Legos, which is literally what this is. You might have seen me building this and another one on my Instagram for cosplay because why not? So basically the story behind these Legos is that my cousin's son, my 8-year-old nephew, he got like some SpongeBob Legos, which also included this one as well. And also basically he did get some SpongeBob Legos and he doesn't like SpongeBob. So anyway, so he basically pawned it off to me because he knows I like SpongeBob. And I thought like, well, why not? I just kept them and just started building them one day because I felt like it. And then basically, yeah, they're being put to good use because they're literally just like on my desk for personal touches. And next thing is this Sasori figure from like Naruto Shippuden. I've had this since 2018. It was sitting on my dresser over there. And then this is Sasori from Naruto Shippuden. And there's like a tiny Granny Chio over here. So basically, I've had this since 2018. My mom used to take me to this cute little Korean store that sells anime and K-pop stuff. But I mainly go for anime stuff and Pokemon stuff. So yeah, it's a cute store. It's very cute. They sell some really good stuff. So yeah, Sasori's on my desk. Then we have these Fire Emblem Echoes amiibos. If you know what those are, they're like figures you can just place or something. And then they get activated in the game. It's been a while since I've used these things, but I think they're good for show purposes. This is Celica. She's like the main female character in the Fire Emblem Echoes game. And then this is Ulm. This is the main male character that you play as. There's like dual protagonists in Fire Emblem Echoes. I basically stole these from a family friend because I was playing that game at the time in 2018. And yeah, I've had them ever since. They're being put to good use too, so yay, decoration. And then you literally cannot go wrong with a water bottle. It's literally just like lots of like stuff. There's not much because my mom basically, it was originally for my mom and then my mom pawned it off to me. My cousin gave it to my mom and then my mom gave it to me because she's not the type to use stuff like this. Like, I don't think she's on the Stanley Cup style trend, but I personally don't mind the Stanley Cup trend. I think it looks cute with all the accessories, but to each their own. So there's like some Taylor Swift lyric stickers, and then there's Long Live, and then there's this one. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but this one basically has like flamingos. It came with the Mudkip mouse pad as a freebie from Etsy. So I personally think it matches like the water bottle, so that's a win-win. And you cannot go wrong with like a coaster that is from my alma mater. I basically got this coaster. I'm not gonna flip it over because it has the school name I'm going to, so I don't want to like dox myself. So the coaster came from my alma mater, and it's a freebie after submitting the story how I met my ex. Yeah, we don't talk about him. Anyway, so moving on. So on the right side of my desk, I do have this book I just got for myself. It's Gilded by Marissa Meyer. It's basically like a fairy tale retelling of the Rumpelstiltskin tale. And I'm like a little bit into the book. Like you can see I'm not that far into the book, but it's pretty interesting. I don't really read stuff like this, but it intrigued me because fairy tale rewritings are pretty fucking cool in my opinion. And then we also have the calendar that I told you about, the one that I got from Amazon. It came as a 2-pack, and literally I drew this because you can also draw on it. So this is like Star Wars theme from like Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you. And yeah, I just drew this and it was pretty fun. My friend Nate was just watching me. He's like, holy cow, that's so good. So yeah. And then for the last thing, sorry to disappoint you, but there's not much to see here. This is basically like where I kept all the skulls for my Astrid cosplay when I was like preparing to make them and letting them air dry and make them paint them. This is also a paper towel I use to like wipe off some excess paint and stuff. And then there's like more paper plates. So in art school, they basically ask you to have like some sort of palette to use. Like they use palette paper, which is like paper that you can like rip off and use as a palette for like your paints. But those can get really expensive, especially when you consider art school supplies, like from like art stores. They can get really expensive. So that's why I use like paper plates, because I think they're cheaper, obviously, and my parents use them like all the time. So basically, I just use them for like palettes as some points. So yeah, I guess you could call this editing mode because I forgot to show you this. It's been a couple hours since I filmed the other stuff. Anyway, the best part of all this is my game drawer. And I'll show you what's inside. It's just a bunch of Nintendo consoles. This is my red 2DS. I got it for my 13th birthday alongside Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, which is in this console. And then if you turn it on, there's like, wait, let me turn this on. So it takes a while for it to boot up because it's a modded 3DS. And I literally modded it so I can play Pokemon games on here. You know? It's like, and that's why there's like that music playing. So that's why all this stuff is on here, and you wouldn't be able to get it without modding your DS. It's been a while since I've done it, so yeah, but I remember it being fairly easy though. Anyway. And then here is a game package I got. It's like a game bag, but the original game that was in it is in one of my other consoles. The stuff in here is like, let me open it because I'm holding it with one hand. There's Pokemon White, which I've had since 2011. My brother used to play and then I got it from him. And then there's Pokemon Liquid Crystal, which is a Pokemon ROM hack in GBA form. So I literally got that at a con in 2020. And yeah, it's basically just like a GBA version of Pokemon Crystal. Then you have this 3DS that I've had since 2017. And yeah, this one is not modded. This one's just like a regular good old 3DS. Just in case I want some unmodded, a break from my modded one. I've had this since 2017. It was a gift from my mom. And yeah, it's like, there's Pokemon Sun in there. I've had that since my 15th birthday in 2016. Good memories. Low slays. Let me turn this off. Ugh. And in here, this is my Nintendo Switch OLED Animal Crossing version. Of course, there has to be a little Mudkip here. A Mudkip charm that I got from Etsy. It's so cute. You flip it over. It's shiny Mudkip drinking boba. So this is my Switch. I'm going to turn it on. Wait 1 second. So the game that's in here is Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I know I'm a huge Pokemon fan, so Let's Go Eevee. I've had it since 2025 when I bought it from GameStop with my own adult money. Hooray! Then we have Legends Arceus, which is like a birthday gift from my cousin, which is like a code that she got for me. And I downloaded it from the eShop. Hogwarts Legacy is a game my brother got for me for my birthday around that time. Yeah, just so you know, I'm a December baby. So yeah, it overlaps with Christmas and my birthday. Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I got this one in 2024 from GameStop. Pokemon Shield. I got this also from GameStop in 2024. Pokemon Scarlet. It's a birthday gift in 2022, the year this game came out. My brother got it for me the day before we went on a trip to the Philippines for a destination wedding. Pokemon Home, because, come on, we gotta store a Mon somewhere from old games. Spiritfarer, it's like an indie game. I've had this since 2024. Bought it off the eShop, and it's kind of morbid because it talks about death in a cozy game. So, yeah, make it that what you will. But it's cozy, there's a lot going on, but sometimes you need a break from it. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, I got this in 2022 with my own adult money. It kinda is not the best Pokemon game in my opinion, because it's too faithful to the games they're based off of, the original Diamond and Pearl, and yeah, I don't really play it that much anymore. Naruto Shippuden Ninja Storm 2. I got this from the eShop in 2024 summer because I was kind of in a bit of a Naruto phase. And the rest here is just not the most important, but there's a Jared demo. Then there's Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, which I got in 2022 as a good grades gift for myself after finishing the semester with good grades. And in here, there's like the Switch covers, like, I don't know what you call them, but you know, like the ones that go on top of the controllers when you take them off and play them in Joy-Con mode. You know what I'm talking about? And the console that started it all, my 2009 DS Lite that I got for Christmas. Yeah, basically, put some stickers on here at some point along the way. But I think in here there's I think it's Pokemon Black. Yeah, this Pokemon Black game I've had since 2013. And I got it as a Christmas gift from my late father and my brother around 2013. And then this game started my addiction for Pokemon. And this is Pokemon Fire Red. It used to belong to my brother. It's been with us for like over 20 years, if I had to guess. Because the game came out in 2004, and it's 2025. Anyway, so I'll keep this short, but basically my brother gave this to me. I started playing it, and I never gave it back. That's the abridged version. So, yeah, back to the regular video, I guess. And let's not forget these games that I've had in here. I think this is a used copy of Pokemon Fire Emblem Echoes, the one I talked about earlier. The only Fire Emblem game I've ever played. Pokemon Y, I've had this one since 2016. It's a gift from my cousin for Christmas/birthday. Ha ha. It is what it is. And then this is Super Mario 3D Land. This is a gift from my stepfather. This is literally, this is Pokemon Ultra Moon. It came with the Galaxy DS I showed you earlier that my brother and mom got for me for like a gift or something. And then there's also Pokemon Sun. I already talked about this one. So yeah, that's all I've got to show you in the game drawer. So yeah, better return all this stuff in here and just get back to the main video, I guess. This is just interesting detour, but hey, I had to film it because otherwise it's gonna forget and never film it, so it is what it is. Fun stuff though. Anyway, back to our regular scheduled programming. Okay, see you in a bit. So that concludes my desk tour. So I'm like really happy with this desk setup, and hopefully I can think of more ways to personalize it as time goes on. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you around.